You know, the greatest stories in history, they almost never start with a careful plan. Nope, they're usually forged in the fire of a rivalry, a ton of ambition, and sometimes all it takes is a single crushing insult. Today, we're getting into how a tractor maker took on an absolute legend and ended up building a new one from the ground up. Just try to imagine this for a second. You're one of the richest men in Italy, a totally self-made industrialist, and you have these words thrown right in your face by the one, the only, Enzo Ferrari. I mean, it's such a complete, arrogant dismissal you can almost feel the sting yourself.
So that wasn't just some offhand insult, right? That was a challenge. It was the spark that lit an absolute fire in one man. A fire to not just prove someone wrong, but to completely change the entire idea of a sports car. So how did a simple disagreement explode into one of the most legendary rivalries the car world has ever seen?
To really get this story, you have to understand the man at the center of it. Ferruccio Lamborghini wasn't born with a silver spoon. He was the son of a grape farmer who built a tractor empire, Lamborghini Trattori, literally from the ground up, becoming one of Italy's most powerful industrialists. And all that wealth, it came with a serious passion for the best things in life, especially fast cars. His garage was basically a who's who of automotive royalty. Maseratis, Alfa Romeos, and yeah, of course, a bunch of Ferraris. He wasn't just some rich guy buying toys. He was a serious customer who knew his way around an engine. But there was a problem. His absolute favorite car, his prized Ferrari 250 GT, it had a secret weakness. The clutch. It would constantly fail, especially when he was really pushing it. He'd take it back to Ferrari for super expensive repairs, only for the same exact thing to happen again and again. You can imagine the frustration.
Being an engineer himself, Ferruccio finally hit his breaking point. He was done paying for another shoddy repair. He took the Ferrari to his own factory, to his own mechanics, and he gave them a simple order: take it apart. He was going to get to the bottom of this himself. And what they found, well, it was mind-blowing. The clutch in his super high-tech, incredibly expensive Ferrari was identical, I mean literally identical, to a clutch he used in his own Lamborghini tractors. The exact same part.
Okay, and this is where it just gets infuriating. Look at these numbers. For his tractors, Ferruccio paid maybe 10 euros for that clutch. Ferrari was charging him 1,000 for the exact same part. That's a 100x markup. This wasn't just a faulty car anymore. This felt like he was being completely ripped off. So Ferruccio, now he's armed with this infuriating knowledge. And he does what any proactive engineer would do. He sets up a meeting with Enzo Ferrari himself. This was the moment that changed everything. Now, it's really important to know, he didn't go in there looking for a fight. Not at all. He genuinely wanted to help. As a fellow Italian industrialist, he saw a flaw and he wanted to offer a solution, to suggest a better, stronger clutch that could actually handle the car's insane power.
But Enzo Ferrari, well, let's just say he had very little patience for criticism. He saw Ferruccio not as an equal, but as some farmer, some tractor maker, trying to tell him how to build his perfect cars. He just dismissed the feedback completely. And then he delivered that famous insult.
Humiliated, rejected. You can just feel it, right? On that drive home, all that frustration and anger, it just transformed into this pure, unbreakable resolve. If Ferrari wouldn't build a better car, fine, he would. He would build the ultimate Grand Tourer. More reliable, better built, and faster than anything to ever come out of Maranello.
And he didn't wait. This wasn't some long-term dream he was putting on a vision board. No, this was an immediate, all-out mission. He set out to build his rival from scratch, and he decided to do it on a timeline that was basically impossible. I mean, just look at this timeline. It's insane. He founds the company in May. By summer, he'd poached some of the best engineers in the business, including several right from under Ferrari's nose. And the goal? Unveil a brand new car at the Turin Motor Show in November. That's only 6 months to go from an idea born out of pure anger to a finished prototype. So the team is working around the clock. But as the show gets closer, they hit a brick wall, a huge setback. The beautiful prototype body was ready, but the massive V12 engine they designed, it physically wouldn't fit. This was a potential disaster. So what did Ferruccio do? He improvised, brilliantly. He told the team to fill the engine bay with bricks to give the car the right weight and stance, and then he ordered the hood locked for the entire show. And you know what? It worked. The car's design was so stunning, nobody even thought to ask what was under the hood. The gamble was a massive, massive success. That first production Lamborghini, the 350 GT, it was a huge success, a total technical masterpiece. But Ferruccio's revenge wasn't complete. Oh no. He wasn't just trying to match Ferrari anymore, he was about to create an entirely new class of vehicle.
The car that truly cemented the Lamborghini legend, the one that absolutely shattered the status quo, was the Miura. When this thing came out in 1966, it wasn't just another pretty Italian sports car. No, this was a revolution on wheels.
The Miura was so radical, so far ahead of its time, that people needed a new word to describe it. Supercar. Yeah, that word was basically invented for this car. Inspired by racing tech, it was the first production car ever with a rear mid-engine layout. This wasn't an evolution, it was a complete reinvention of what a high-performance road car could be.
And this slide right here, this says it all. 171 miles per hour. When it was released, the Miura was, period, the fastest production car in the world. Ferruccio hadn't just built a better car than Ferrari, he had built the fastest car on the entire planet.
And the revenge got personal. Remembering his own terrible experience, Ferruccio made sure his customers were treated like absolute royalty. If a Lamborghini broke down anywhere in the world, the company flew a mechanic out to fix it on their dime, and they'd send a letter of apology. He beat Ferrari on performance and on service. So Ferruccio eventually retired, having proven his point in the most spectacular way possible. But the brand he built out of pure defiance, well, it faced a really rocky road ahead, somehow surviving multiple crises to become the icon we know today. After Ferruccio sold his shares, the company went through this absolutely chaotic period. Bankruptcy, getting bought by Chrysler, then an Indonesian group. It was a wild ride. But it finally found stability in this incredible new era of innovation when Audi took over in 1998. The spirit of that raging bull was just too strong to die.
Which brings us right back to the beginning. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Without Enzo Ferrari's arrogance, without that one single insult, would the world have ever seen the Miura, the Countach, or any of the other raging bulls that have defined what a supercar even is? It's just an incredible story that proves that sometimes the greatest creations are born from the deepest insults.